Welcome to another episode of Jazzy J Man coming at you live. Welcome. Today is Thursday, and what we're going to talk about is Mr. Ben Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, the guy that got gunned down in New York. I think he was on his way to a conference, or he was leaving the conference. I don't know which one it was, but he was gunned down. You know, when the story first broke, they said that it was a light skinned individual, which to me, light skin implies uh, African American. Now I could be wrong, but that's what it implied to me. But yet, when they started showing the pictures, it was clearly a Caucasian man. It was clearly a Caucasian, a white man. They haven't came out and said that specifically, but the irony of that, I don't know what that's about. But anyway, this guy was murdered. But I've done some of my research into this dude, and he wasn't a very, very nice person. I mean, he's done some wicked things with that insurance company, stealing pensions out of people, retirement funds, and he's done some wicked shit, and from where I sit, karma is real. And by the way, that care company, uh, United Healthcare, is I think they either number 4 or number 8 on Forbes list of the most richest countries. I mean, richest companies in the United States. You know, they're the same people. You know, uh, during Obama's presidency, that didn't want to insure people with pre-existing conditions. There's some real, really, really nasty people. They want you to spend your money paying the insurance, but when you get sick, they don't want to do what they're supposed to do for the money that we're paying them for. And I guess whomever this guy was, now they saying he was a hitman. Whomever he was, you know, I guess somebody, he was pissed off, but I'm quite sure he ain't the only one pissed off with the way that company was treating people with pre-existing conditions. Me myself, I can't say that I feel any empathy or sympathy for the guy. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm glad he's dead, but I don't have any sympathy or empathy or mercy for him because the people that he caused to die was a lot of people because of the policies that he helped that company implement and some of the shit he was doing. But with stories like this, I'm gonna let the white people tell it, and they could tell it better than I can tell it. So at the end of my dialogue, I'm gonna let you guys see what a lot of people on TikTok said about this guy, and you can also go do your research and find out things about this cat. He wasn't a very nice person, but he's dead, and the only thing I can say is bullets don't have pre-existing conditions, you know. But I'm gonna move on, And I want y'all to check these videos out about what these people had to say about this guy. And it was nothing good. This guy was rotten to the core. I can almost understand why somebody would want to unalive him. And they did. And some of these other companies better wake up and pay attention and stop screwing people, because they very well could be next. Thanks for listening to another episode of Jazzy J Man coming at you live. Peace, love, and give yourself and someone a hug. Tomorrow's Friday, and I wish you all a safe and happy weekend.
Oh no, the United Healthcare CEO was gunned down in broad daylight in cold blood. Oh no. Wait, you mean the same CEO that scammed the Hollywood firefighters pension fund and basically took money out of people's pockets and their pensions and their retirement? And allegedly him and the executives went and schemed and inflated the company's stock? You mean that CEO? You mean the same CEO that aided and abetted Medicare Advantage fraud, where the Department of Justice had to sue United Health over allegations of medical code frauding and its Medicare Advantage operations? You mean that CEO? Wait, do you mean the same CEO that allowed the use of algorithms and AI to deny care to people that needed health care and life-saving surgery? You mean that CEO? Boy, do I feel bad about this CEO that was gunned down in broad daylight, that scammed people out of billions of dollars and possibly even got people killed because they couldn't get life-saving surgery. Oh no, that sucks.
This guy was involved in some pretty serious scandals, and if you don't know who this is Brian Thompson. He was the CEO of United Healthcare, and he was just brutally murdered outside the Hilton Hotel in New York City in what looked like to be a targeted attack. First of all, he was under investigation by the Department of Justice for alleged insider trading. He sold about $15 million in stock before a federal antitrust investigation into the company. So basically, before bad news, he sold a bunch of shares that caused the stock to drop. This company also had a very controversial use of AI. The company relied on a tool called NH Predict, which had a shocking 90% error rate. This AI allegedly overruled doctors' decisions and denied essential care to elderly patients, forcing some out of rehab early and others to miss treatments altogether. Why would they do this? Well, basically a lawsuit claims it was all about saving money, betting most patients wouldn't fight against the denials. And if that wasn't enough, United Healthcare faced massive ransomware attack, exposing the private data of millions of Americans. They reportedly paid $22 million to resolve this issue.
Does anybody know who this guy is? This right here is Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, which I use. Well, if you don't know as of yet, this morning he was shot in the chest in New York. I believe right outside the Hilton Hotel during a conference that he was attending. Now, all of his information and where his whereabouts were available to view. I don't think this was a random act. I think this was possibly targeted. Things are getting wild out there. Let me know what you think about what happened to this man.
We have a big update about the United Health CEO who was killed today in Manhattan. Police officers now suspect that the individual responsible for the death was likely a seasoned marksman who used a silencer after lying in wait for several minutes until the CEO of United Health exited the Hilton in Midtown Manhattan. We have the video of the murder. It is extremely graphic and you can watch it online. Authorities are currently conducting a massive manhunt across New York City. They have obtained shell casings from the scene. They have also obtained the water bottle used by the murderer. Authorities do believe that this was a targeted hit today, and they are offering up to $10,000 to any individual who could aid authorities in finding the individual responsible. My deepest condolences go out to the CEO's family. right now, and his kids, his wife. I mean, it is a devastating tragedy. And as soon as we get more information, I will provide it to you. Be sure to follow along to be the first to know.
United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was gunned down in New York City this morning in what police are calling a premeditated attack. Now, the media has called the suspect light-skinned, but it looks like a white dude to me. I'm a former TV news reporter, and if you missed headlines, I got you. Around 6:45 a.m., Thompson was shot multiple times outside the Hilton in Midtown Manhattan. He was in town for his company's group investor conference. The suspect was wearing a ski mask and had a silencer. Just like in the movies, shot Thompson several times before fleeing on foot and then hopping on a city bike. There is a manhunt underway and a $10,000 reward. This looks like a white guy to me, and there's a level of white privilege. You shoot somebody on a Wednesday morning in Midtown Manhattan and think you can escape. The real question is, why was a hit put out on the CEO of one of the biggest health insurers in the U.S.? I'm Che, that's news to me.
United Healthcare is number 4 on the Fortune 500 list. That's the list of the highest revenue generating companies in the United States. A healthcare company whose job is supposedly to save lives in the most wealthy country in the world has made it to the number 4 spot of highest revenue generating companies. How many lives did it take to get there? How many lives were lost, or even not lost, but are miserable because the money that could have helped them went to investors instead? Just some thoughts for the day from this angry millennial.
I think we all needed some good news today. Obviously, I would never publicly condone violence of any kind, but I don't think anyone should feel bad about this. The entire business model of private health insurance companies, especially United Healthcare, is to prey on the most vulnerable people in society, to deny life-saving medication, life-saving treatment, all to boost their own salaries and appease their shareholders. It is companies like this and people like this guy that are the reason why healthcare is so insanely unaffordable in this country. 45% of Americans struggle to pay their medical bills. And then you have this guy making $10 million a year to basically just rob people of treatment. The assassin got away. He escaped on an e-bike, so he literally could have been anyone. He could have just been somebody whose family member or loved one was passed away because they were denied life-saving treatment. Or he could have just been someone who's fed up with late-stage capitalism and America turning into a kleptocracy. Like, the wealth disparity in this country is getting so insanely ridiculous, and we don't want the ultra-wealthy running the show at the expense of working-class people. I mean, like, 8 of Trump's cabinet picks are billionaires that are out of touch. Meanwhile, normal people can't afford medical bills and are being denied insurance.
What I know about United Healthcare is that it is set to be one of the top beneficiaries of Project 2025. The probable number of individuals who have United Healthcare Medicare that will be denied coverage for certain services is estimated at about 5.2 million people. And again, that's just with United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans alone. And also, United Healthcare will probably take in $274 billion annually from privatized Medicare alone. Can anybody tell me what today's assassin has in common with the individual that tried to assassinate 45? Are either one of them illegal immigrants? Are either one of them a minority?